Well, hello, our darlings. Noticed I said our darlings. I usually say my darlings, and you are my darlings. Of course you are. And over here, somebody made a comment on the last video about Judy looking like Judy Dench, or Dame Judy Dench, having her, sort of look. So there you are, Judy. You do. Not like, this old tart here. She's growing her hair. It's getting to that awkward stage right now. Anyway, be persistent and keep on with it. That's what you want. I'll probably get it to the length I want it and do it all. No, I won't give up on it. I do. I really want. I've got this picture in my mind. Let's see if it comes to fruition. Okay, what we do want to say up front, I'm going to do the little, because we've got a bit of stuff going on today, so we won't swap around for the, for the little bit of shameless self-promotion. But of course, buy us a coffee if you like the show. It does support us. But more importantly, or as importantly as all of that, is if you like what we do, if you like us, if you think we're not, too bad, what we do or whatever else, or you get enjoyment out of it, doesn't cost you anything, hit the like button and subscribe. So we certainly like to build our subscribers. It goes a long way to, building the channel and helping us, do some more with what we're doing. And we'd like to do that. We've got some ideas and we'd like to be doing some more things. But anyway, let's see how that works out in the future. We won't go into that today, but we are on this video in good time because we're taping it today and it'll be out in a couple of days. So by the time it comes out, there may be more news around all this. But this morning, our time in Australia, of course, was the news on Charlie Kirk being shot and killed at that turnout that he was at the University of Utah. And we do not, under any circumstances whatsoever, do we support in any way, shape or form political violence. Absolutely not. We should all be able to have our opinions. We should all be able to say what we think or believe or who we want to align ourselves with or whatever we do. We don't have to agree on that. We don't have to agree with one another. I've got people in my family who have entirely different views on things than I do. I'm not plotting to kill them. I'm simply, I'd like to, drag them up and down the street a little bit. Joking. But, I'm not, what I'm saying here. We've got to be sensible about all this. And we certainly, this political violence thing is quite upsetting. And it's growing, and that's a worry. But anyway, we don't support that, and we certainly do send out commiserations to his family, and it's horrible, absolutely horrible to see those sorts of things taking place. Not nice. So that's a little bit, we just wanted to say something on that. My rant today will take place in a few minutes, but what we wanted to talk about first is we're going to have a couple of readings. Judy will tell you what those are. They are in a minute. And then we'll have a little bit of a chat about, this whole, what's going on in America. And I'll talk a little briefly about, we will have a talk about, this whole patriarchal society that this is all built on. And it's not good. It's been brewing for a long time. It's festering, and the outcomes are not very pleasant, darlings. Not at all. Over to you, Judy.
All right. Well, good morning, everybody, or afternoon, or whatever it is. It's nearly lunchtime here, so we're still in our morning.
Everyone,
not in our pajamas, but we're in the morning. So I'd like to say welcome and thank you in advance for being here and being part of what we say, what we do, how we help. And I'll just reiterate on what Wallace said. You know, hitting the like button, subscribing, buying us a coffee, those sorts of things. So today, Wallace is going to do her rant, and that's on the separation of power, and she'll explain about all that. We had a bit of a chat about that earlier. We are going to do just a short reading on that around Charlie Kirk, but how will that now, how will that affect other influences? How will they go about if they're going to be out in the public arena? How will that affect them? And what's the current climate? It's just short readings on that. And as I always say, all these cards are sent to us by the universe. When we turn them over, they're sent to us by the universe to activate off our awareness. So we give you what we get. And sometimes, we turn cards over, and I know Wallace will, go along with this. Sometimes we turn cards over, or we're with the cards or whatever, and you look at them and you think, oh, I'm not saying that, or maybe I won't say that, or at this time, or whatever. But be assured from both of us, we'll give you what we get. And it mightn't make any sense to us at the time, but at some time, be assured as well that at some time it will make sense and come to fruition. So we'll go with that, Wallace. So over to you and your rant.
Okay, I just want to, there's a couple of things I want to cover off on my rant today, is this whole area of the separation of power and how vitally underlined, vitally important the separation of power is. Now, in the reading this week earlier, I mentioned about the whole thing around the feds and, the Federal Reserve, and the whole thing with Trump and trying to dismiss that woman, and et cetera. Now, that was a blatant illegal act when you look at the separation of powers in the US and where they exist and what the dividing line is and what is possible. See, here's the thing. Oh, don't get me started. Here's the thing. That fucking Supreme Court of yours in America, losers. They're losers. Power hungry, money grabbing losers. Most of them. There may be 2 or 3 in there that might be okay in the barrel, but the rest of them are rotten apples in the barrel. I'm saying this based on the fact that they should never, you get it? Never, underlined, ever, have given the President of the United States, regardless of who it is, the power to do anything. Go out and shoot your enemies. Go out and shoot someone you don't fucking like. And you're all okay, mate. Don't worry, mate. You'll be all right. Yeah, no, get stuck into him. Give him the works. No, shoot him if you want. And you'll be right. Who ever heard of such a thing? So they gave the American president, who happens to be, at the moment, a fascist, raving, out of his mind, lunatic. It's like watching a movie. So they give him the power. You're all right, mate. You do whatever you want. You just, you do whatever. So, of course, give somebody a job to take out your rubbish bins every week. In a month, they'll be wanting to run your household. It's human nature. So they've given him the power of immunity. So, of course, give it to a lunatic, and a lunatic will go, I'll do anything I want. Wait on, I'll write my name on it, but if it's not right and you don't like what, it's not, I didn't write it. It's not my signature. Oh, Jesus. Anyway, so he believes that, he's bulletproof and infallible, and he can do anything he wants. So he tried to get rid of the woman. I said it early in the week. He tried to get rid of the woman, trumped up a charge against her, some bullshit cock and bull story that he made up. Seems that he can pull it off against everybody else, but nobody against him. And he wanted to get.
That's the funny part, isn't it, Wallace? That's the part, isn't it? That he can do all this with people, but it doesn't seem to it doesn't seem to apply to him. He can just keep saying with all his cronies.
Look, let's not get caught up in it's a two-way street. What applies to you, mate, applies to, or what applies to me applies to you. That's bullshit. It's not true. So we won't get ourselves all caught up in what we think is justice and right. Ha ha. So he tries to get rid of the bird at the feds, and so he's got someone in mind. I said that. He wanted to put someone in there, which meant that when it came time for Jerome Powell to retire, then the government would be able to step in and take over. Welcome to the USA. La 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 la. We're now a banana republic. And anyway, the court just ruled that he can't do it, and that was a win.
That's what we said when that came up in the reading from the earlier video in the week. The reading was whether he would succeed in that, and both of us, in our way, said no. That what are they, stupid behind the scenes? They're not stupid, the feds.
No, they just ruled against that. The government ruled against it, or the courts ruled against it, that he didn't have the power for that. And while at the same time all that was happening, and probably other stuff too, he was trying to take over the Library of Congress. And none of these areas he has any power over. He can't do a damn thing with, and he tried to get rid of the woman there. Notice they are all women. Now, I'm going to skip to, so it's vitally important, the separation of powers. You cannot have evangelicals and the churches and all that running politics or getting involved in politics. You cannot have all this mix of over, and the president having total absolute say over everything, because then there is no safeguard, there is no safety nets, there is no nothing. Pull the plug and America will fall into the ocean. Okay, I don't want to be the bloody bearer of bad news, darlings, but Jesus, time to bloody get real, and don't get into, oh, it's an awful thing. Yeah, well, it's a fuck up. It's a giant fucking mistake-a-thon. That's what it is. And there are a lot of people involved in making it happen. So we need to have separation of power. Keep an eye on it. Your federal judges are your first line of defence, or your best line of defence at the moment. Do not keep an eye on it. Do not let him get stuck into all that and erode that and start giving those people the works, or you'll have nothing, because you've got to have those federal judges. They're the ones that have been standing up to him. They're the ones that have been bringing down the rulings, and the appeals courts behind them. That's your strongest bloody barricade at the moment against this lunatic. So, so very, very important, your separation of powers. Very, very important. I can't tell you how important it is. It's just so very, very important. So keep an eye on it. Don't let the bastard get away with it, and do what you can to keep him in check. Don't stop writing letters to your person at your Congress or whoever, Senate or whoever you've got. I don't care who they are, Republicans or Democrats. I don't give a shit. I don't care who they are. Bloody hold them to account. Hold them to accountability. And all those old Democrats, they need to step aside and let these young ones bloody get in there and bloody duke it out, because this Margaret Mike and these dangerous people, they're dangerous, really, really dangerous people. And it's a really, really interesting thing, this whole bloody American thing. This is all built on. This is not yesterday. This is not a Trump thing for the last 10 years. This is the last 40 or 50 years of your society and this whole patriarchal white supremacy, white men, white powerful men who believe that women should be in their place, and that's probably barefoot in the kitchen with an apron around them and a string of kids. Don't get me started. Do away with the pay. Notice that when they have a go at anyone, it's mostly the women. Women will hold women accountable. The men won't, because it's a boys' club. Take a look at what's going on right now. The bloody patriarchal boys' club have stepped in. They're doing the same in England, because the bloke there down from Sharma or Lama or Sama or whatever his bloody name is in the UK, I should know, because we're bloody part of the Commonwealth and I don't. Starmer, I think his name is. The bloke, he'll probably be out, but he's backing him up, and he was involved in the whole Epstein thing. It has started, like we said. It will have shock waves around the world.
Right. Let's do our first reading, Wallace.
Okay, I'm pulling out the cards are falling out, love. Okay, what do you got?
Okay, I've got the Star card. I've got the Hanged Man.
Oh,
and I've got, what have I got here? The Eight of Cups. So those three cards are the cards I pulled to activate off our awareness.
okay, what do you get from that? And the question is around the influences.
Yes, around the influences and how
will they be affected by this whole, Charlie Kirk incidents?
Yes.
Especially the
here's my thing. It sort of rushed in, and what came in around me, and it came in and it was a bit muddled, and there was a lot of faces came in around me, and I thought, what are they all doing? There's a bit of a thing going on here. The influences,
I think we're talking about the right wing. We're talking about the right wing influences. Josh Rogan and all these other blokes.
Yeah. If they succeed in using the situation, the right wing, if they succeed in using the situation to blame the Democrats and get off on the Democrats and la, 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 it'll give other influences, a bit of bravado. It'll be, well, it's not our people doing it, it's them. So even though it's a bit precarious, we're going to be covered by the them and us. So what I got was, yes, I think they'll, of course, still be saying what they want to say. And depending on where this goes with who the person is, if they find the sniper, if whatever the case, how they're they're laying blame and justifying and doing what they've always done, like the bloody signature and all the stuff that's going on. You know, this it just denial in everything. So the answer is that yes, I think they'll still, I think they might waver a bit if it's something to do with a Republican. But if it's a Democrat, I think they'll come out in full force, and I think they'll have more to say, more bravado. Yeah, Wallace.
Okay, well, I'm going to go with the whole, different thing on it. I got the Wheel of Fortune, and I got the Tower card, and then I got the Ace of Wands. Now I'm going to read them like this. The Wheel of Fortune for me is that all of this, the thing with Charlie Kirk and what's happened, is a catalyst for the end of the reassessment. They've been doing it for a while. They've been asking more questions. They've been going, they've been wavering for a while. The Tower card says that the whole thing will fall down. And when I say the whole thing will fall down, their platform, this is about their platform I'm getting. Thank you. They're telling me their platform, the platform they've built their following on, this platform of patriarchal attitudes, the whole thing about women, the whole taking away women's rights, the whole, their platform. And they aligned themselves with, kiss ass Trump, and their whole platform has been built on this patriarchal thing. It's going to come down. It's going to come down. They're going to. I'm getting out of all this. They're not stupid. They're not too bloody bright, but they're not. I won't say that they're stupid. They're not stupid enough to know when the tides of change come. And the fact that one of their own gets murdered is a wake-up call. It's a wake-up call. It's a tearing down of a platform. And Ace of Wands says to me, there's new growth and new opportunity here for something more wholesome and more good and more helpful. I'm going to go with that.
All right.
Hang on. Let me just, I did shuffle these a little bit. I just want to pull out two of these over top of it. What do we got? Yeah, we've got time. I'll just pull out two cards of these predictions deck. Love them. Huh? Love this. Love them. I'm going to pull out two of those over top of it. Yeah. Okay. I've got the corrupt dealings, and that's what it's all been. It's all had a corruptness about it. And it's morally corrupt. For things to be corrupt, these are morally corrupt. And these people are morally corrupt. I'm not going to go into that too much, but they all have a morally corrupt platform. And it is when you do not recognize those that are different from you, those that have different points of view than you, those who are minority groups, the gay population, the women, transgender, these people have been very, very purposeful in having their say and influencing others. Corrupt morally. I'm going to go with that. Resigns and leaves office. This is Trump. Trust me, he's going to be gone, because all of this red herring isn't going to sway people who are determined to have him accountable for something. This is their big opportunity. They mightn't have got it with January the 6th. They mightn't have got it with all the other stuff, but they're determined this time that the worm won't wriggle off the hook.
Right. Okay. Let's look at the current climate. Way you go, Wallace.
Oh, I haven't shuffled the cards yet, love.
Oh, well, keep going. You're on a roll.
Well, come on, pull out your cards. Get going. We've got 5 minutes. No, we haven't got any time at all, hardly. Come on.
No, that's what I'm worried about. I won't have any time.
Yes, you will. Okay, the current climate. The current climate is fearful. I'm getting fear. It's a very fearful time. It's a very people are running scared, and they're hiding. And when I say they're hiding, yes, thank you. They're giving me hiding in plain sight. So people like Margaret Mike, he's he's an FBI informant. That's why he threw him out of Mar-a-Lago. Oh, no, it won't. He's a wanker. Go and look it up. It's just such a load of rubbish. So the next day he walked that back. And so in plain sight, they're Page of Pentacles, Four of Wands, Seven of Pentacles. In plain sight, they're trying to hold on, but they're crumbling. And there's a whole lot of other people dancing around saying, we got them. We got them. We got them. And we're not letting go. Oh, I didn't shuffle those. We got them and we're not letting go. That's what's going on right now. And they're determined, because I'm told you just a few minutes ago what I'm getting very, 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 very strongly. Yes. Okay. Join forces. That's what we're getting right now. We're getting the Democrats and the Republicans joining forces, and a lot of other groups, not just them. There's going to be an emergence of a whole lot of other groups joining forces. As this gains a bit of momentum and people, we've got thank you. Yes, so much. They're giving me so much. We've got the victims. I see all these people holding hands. We've got a lot of people backing other people up. And you've got the Marjorie Taylor Greens and the other women. They're sick and tired of the patriot bullshit. They're sick and tired of it. Food shortage, yes, this bloody fallout from the American economy isn't going to be good. It's not going to be good at all. There are going to be shortages, and there's going to be hell to pay over all that. And the mainstream news is going to what are they giving me about the mainstream? The mainstream news turncoats. They're going to start turning. They're going to start turning against old Cankle's, Mectaco tits. They're going to. I love the girls. Don't you love the girls? If you don't subscribe to their channel, go over to, I've had it, and subscribe to the girls over there and support them on it. They live in red states and Oklahoma and another place, and they really, really dish it up to them, and they get shit from the MAGA group, but they don't care. Okay, mainstream news are going to do a turnaround. Up to you, Judy. We've got 2 minutes.
Well, Seven of Wands, Page of Pentacles.
I got that, yeah.
Page of Pentacles, and the Ten of Ten of Pentacles.
Yeah. What do you make of all that, Dal?
Well, what I got was all this separation going on within the government on the Republican side. And the person that came up was like shaking the barrel, and they came to the top of the barrel. Person that came up to the top of it was J.D. Vance. And if I can,
what's going on with that rogue?
well, if I can say anything, the thing that came up was they now, even though on the surface it looks a particular way, what's going on there is, God love them, they are so, ugh, they've all got their own agenda. And I'll tell you, J.D. Vance has felt for some time he's not going to be left out. He's got himself, as I've said before, he sees himself flying on Air Force One and around on Air Force One, better than the one he's got, and bigger and better. He'll give that a good clean before he gets in it, if he gets in it. So they've all got their own agenda now. On the surface, they look as if they're supporting because that's what they've got to do, but they're all in preparation.
Absolutely.
For their own agendas. Yeah. Now, they thought they could hide under Trump and, $2. They thought, they're there, they'll back him up because, but they've never, I can tell you now, they never really ever thought they couldn't fall because they know you would have to be very, 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 very stupid to think that if you lent on Trump, you wouldn't fall.
Oh no,
he's so volatile. I mean, he's so.
Judy, you're gonna.
So that's what I'm getting. They're all there. There's a separation there, and especially Vance. He's got a good contingency behind him. All he can see, I can tell you now, he can't see anything else. He'll say whatever, but all he can see is Air Force One.
All right. So it's all still to be played out on the world stage, while we've got Putin and Netanyahu and all the other bloody lunatics as well. We've got these lunatics running around in panic. And that's what they're doing, and that's what the whole drone thing on Poland was. It was panicking because he hasn't made headway over here. He'll have a go over here. Anything to save face. That's a Trumpism thing as well. Thank you for listening. Thank you for coming along. Thank you for
everybody.
Being here. I go with you when you go, and you go with me, and we love having you here. Subscribe, as we said, and we'll see you next week.
Thanks, everybody, and lots of hugs, and see you next week. Bye.
Bye for now.